down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
All right, Savvy investors, yes, it's been too long. I do apologize. I relocated to a new crizzle, my nizzle, and I'm still behind. I thought it was easy. Moving is unbearable. Anyway, but I'm back in action, or trying. Be faithful, be patient. Anyway, I was hanging out at a fall festival in my neighborhood, and this great friend of mine rolled up to me, and he's like, "Man, I'm getting my real estate license." I was like, why? Like, you thought I was going to say, yeah. I was like, hell no. You shouldn't get your real estate license. What in the world is wrong with you? I don't know what people think where you should get your real estate license. Like that's the golden ticket or the holy grail, or life will change and money will fall outside the ground just because you got a real estate license. Whack, whack, whack. Listen, let me tell you right now, being a real estate agent, there is so much involved. And yep, VanCauwenbergh, me. Oh, that's right. You tuned into the Savvy Radio Show. What's cracking? This your boy, VanCauwenbergh, trying to do it big in Oklahoma City, but doing it big on the radio that only 10 people listen to. But still, you the 10. So you top 10, baby, top 10. So there's a lot that goes into being a realtor. That's the first thing you need to realize. It's not all glamorous. And if you do some statistical study, that the average barely does a deal once a month. Like that's like the top 70%. I don't know what the statistic is, but if you're going to do it for real. Now, of course, you're savvy, and that's why you tuned into the Savvy Radio Show. I appreciate that. You on the team. But there's so much that needs to be involved, and I'm going to break it down. Now, I'm slated on this deal. My mentor back in 1999, I was like, just like y'all, should I get my real estate license? And he was like, stopped the truck, looked at me and said, no, you have to disclose everything. And I'm like, dude, are you like lack of integrity? You got to disclose everything. So before we get started in the rant-tant on this is an important decision that you should consider. When you get your license, you can't go back. Well, I guess you can make it inoperable or dormant or not active, AKA, but you have told the world and you are held to a different standard. Now, here's the thing that really bums me out. Now, these realtors, they spend all this money. They spend 100 hours in education. Great. I'm excited for you. Then they're ethical. They abide by the rules. Yeah, right. Let me tell you something right now, man. I've done a lot of transactions in my lifetime. Not all three real estate agents are the same. Actually, just like anything else, no one's the same. But, in the military, people abide by the law, right? Or they out. If you don't abide by the speed limit, you got a speeding ticket. It's not like that in real estate. There's people that are acting as real estate agents and they're out there wholesaling. Now, I'm all about wholesaling. Don't get me wrong, because I'm a wholesaler on occasion. And I love wholesalers because I buy from them. I'm down. I probably would never be anti-wholesaler. Now, it's funny how the real estate agents think that it's illegal to be a wholesaler, which is dumb, but I ain't going to get into that. If you think it's illegal, you're dumb. All right. But here's the other side. There's real estate agents that are acting like wholesalers. Now, that's really hustle. I was going to say dumb, but that's dumb as dumb. But what I'm going to say, that's hustling. Okay. That's walking a gray line. What do you mean, VanCauwenbergh? Isn't it the same? No. That's why you have a real estate license. You're on a different playing field when you have your license. Oh, what do you mean? Well, you take an oath. Yep, I went to real estate school, if you didn't know that, but I didn't take the test. Well, I did take the test, but I failed. Obviously, I fail in real estate. That's why I'm on the radio show. The deal is, if you take an oath as a real estate realtor, agent, whatever, your goal is to get the highest price possible for the seller. That's an oath. That's like if you're going in negotiating a contract down that's a $100,000 house down to 50, and then you're going to make 10 G's on it, flipping it to somebody else. That's not ethical, right? So that's my one pet peeve already with real estate agents that are running around being wholesalers. Look, be a wholesaler, be a wholesaler. You should be rewarded. You negotiated a $100,000 contract down to 50, and you're going to flip it to your boy VanCauwenbergh for 60. I'm all in. Call me, 405-371-2299. I'll buy it, gobble it up. 60% on a 60 cents on a dollar, no brainer. All day, every day. But you as a real estate agent, don't you think that's kind of sketchy when you say your goal is to get the highest and most money for your customer, the seller? The seller is calling you real estate agent to give them an accurate comp of what the home is worth, and then all of a sudden you're lowballing them, and then you turn around and flipping the contract to somebody else. That's whack. That's wrong. You're not a wholesaler. You took the oath. You're a real estate agent. Now, that was my rant. I'm sorry. I know all you punks out there don't like me now. That's cool, but still, that's the truth, and the truth stings. So, should you get your real estate license? Hell no. Bang. You heard it. I told you. Now you know. Now, let me tell you this. This is my opinion. I'm going to break this down even harder, but I know you're probably going to turn this off. This is your first time to the Savvy Radio Show. I know you're not going to like me. I mean, I've been out for a week, man. I've been frustrated. My boy last night, B. Brian, you got me all juicy, so I'm going to bring it all for him. This is for him. Now, this is only my opinion. This is no scientific something. This is just me, okay? Just take it with a grain of salt. Now, some say that the sole purpose of being a real estate agent is for their investing business. You know, a sly move would be have your wife or your spouse or your significant other or your partner or your boyfriend or whatever, let him be a real estate agent. That kind of makes sense. You know, there's some really good friends of mine that have a real estate team. The husband is an investor. The wife is a realtor. You know, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, here's some positive. You have access to MLS, whoopee-doo. And you get to make money on the percentages. Whoopee-whoopee-whap. Great. Now, that's all good. But if you're a real estate investor, that's small in the game. Here's the deal. I'll break it down here in a minute. Number one, if you are a real estate agent, you have to disclose everything. Now, it's not lack of integrity. It's lack of what do I want to disclose to you? For example, if I fail to disclose you, if I'm a real estate agent and I fail to disclose something to you, like a sewer line, which just happened to a realtor the other day, they got sued and they lost on a sewer line. Yep. And guess who's responsible? The realtor. All of this hinges on the realtor. Now, that's okay. The second thing is ethics. Who manages these ethics? I know there's a real estate commission, but I'm telling you, there's a bunch. They can't keep up. There's so many real estate agents that come and go. How do they keep up with the laws and ethics? I know they're a great organization. I respect realtors in their trade, the ones that are doing their job. But in reality, are we really on the same page? Especially what I just disclosed to you earlier about real estate agents being wholesalers. Look, be one or the other. Number two, just to keep in mind, if you want to be a real estate agent, you're going to be paying fees. My boy last night was like, fees? I was like, yeah, fees. Bro, it's about 2 G's a year to be a realtor. What? I was like, yep, 2 G's, homie. How do you figure? Well, let's get started with the fees. Now, I'm not a realtor, and this is why I respect realtors. I buy from realtors. I list with realtors on occasion. Oh, I need to do that podcast about how I feel about realtors. But here's the deal. The dude, the broker, he's the one that's the cheddar. That's the guy you want to be, or girl. You pay fees. You got to pay an MLS fee. That's the access to the data. Then you got to pay an MLS key fee. Then you got to pay that fee. That's $75. Then you got to pay the MLS fee. That's $100 a month. On top of that, then there is brokers. That's what they do. They recruit you. Of course, I want to be a broker. Work for me for free. I get a commission on everything you do. What do you mean, VanCauwenbergh? Let me break it down for you, homie. Let's just say a normal transaction is $100,000. Let's just say there's 6% commission. The poor seller has got to pay 6%. Now, don't get me wrong. I do believe that real estate agents should get paid. I'm not real jaded towards them, kind of. I've been bent over, or that's probably not the right way to say it, but I've been affected, abused, neglected, forgotten, slapped, and dissed by realtors. So I'm a little frustrated about those guys. They don't like me. That's okay. If you do like me, I appreciate you. If you don't, that's okay. I still appreciate you anyway. So let's just get back to the game. 6% would be 6 G's on 100,000. Bing, bing, 6,000. Now, you have a seller's agent and you have a buyer's agent, right? Well, the seller's agent, they listed the property. If they sold the property to someone that they knew, they would get the full 6%. In this case, they sold the property to a buyer's agent. Let's just say VC. So now that commission splits right there. That's already a difficult situation in the first place. Do you really think the listing agent is motivated to open the door for you if they have a customer in their back pocket? Probably not, because if they talk to you on the phone and give you the code or let you walk in and do all this other stuff, I'm not saying this happens. It may or may not happen, but they just lost 3%. So there's sketchy, sit-on houses, realtors out there. This looks like any other business, but I just want to give you the perspective of what's really going on being a real estate agent, realtor, whatever. So there's that 6,000. 3 goes to the seller agent. 3 goes to the buyer's agent. Bang. Then there's this thing called a broker. Oh, what's that? Well, to be a real estate agent, you get a license. It doesn't start there. Then you got to hang your license with a broker. Yep, the broker has been an agent a little bit longer than you, and he has licensing, office space, and other things. And that dude, the cheddar, gets a percentage of your sale. When you start out in this game of Hustleville, some people split that percentage like 50-50. Yep, 50-50. So the seller's agent, they got 3%, 3,000. Now your homie on the buyer's agent got 3%. And depending on what the relationship, now I've heard 50, I've heard 60, I heard 70%. You keep 70, in this case, or let's say 50-50, let's say 50, that broker would get $750 or $1,500 and you would get $1,500. So that whole 6%, you're really only going to get 25% of the whole deal. Wow. That's why it's real difficult to be a realtor in my mind. You do a lot of work, you take all the responsibility, and you got to deal with all this stuff. And look, the broker gets money. I'm not saying nothing wrong about being a broker. You should be a broker. But then you got to manage people. And then you got this thing, number 3, insurance, errors and omissions. What's that? Well, not only that you're paying the housing fee, that's your broker fee, or your office fee, office space fee, MLS key fee, MLS access fee. But then you got to get errors and insurance, errors and omissions. And that is a fee that you could pay through your broker or outside. And I was in a deal one time where a friend of mine, realtor, and I've been trying to interview this dude, but he's like shy about it. He got sued from a seller from California, a tyrant, jacked this dude up and sued him in his errors and omissions. Keller Williams, I'm not trying to call him out. Did I say that? I'm not saying Keller Williams. I'm just saying he was a Keller Williams agent. Now he's with another firm, whatever you want to call it. And their errors and omissions didn't kick in from my homie. And what he had to do, he spent $6,000 defending. And the whole claim was the seller from California said, and I quote, he overpaid for properties. That's how easy it is to get sued, right? Anyone can sue anyone, but listen, you know what they look for? They look for the realtor. So you want to put a bullseye on the back of on your back, go right ahead. Be a realtor so you can be a cool investor and you got MLS access. I know there's a bunch of my friends that are popping in my mind. They got MLS access and, VanCauwenbergh doesn't, it doesn't work for everybody. This is just my opinion. And I've been doing this game for 18 years and I'm glad my mentor told me, he's like, bro, don't do it. Here's another thing. When I buy a house today and when I sell a house today, guess how big my contract is? Wow. It used to be a page. Now it's a page and a quarter. That's it. One document, one freaking page, one page and a quarter. You sign a contract today at any place, because I just signed one in Florida that was it's like 15 pages. And it's all to protect blank, 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 and the buyer, blank, blank. I mean, there's so much paperwork, killing trees. That's another problem. So if you're going to do this, first of all, you got to get your license. You got to go 100 hours of learning. And I agree, you should go to school and you should learn real estate. I did. I went through the course. It was bomb. I learned a lot. Now I know what to deal with. Then you got to find a sponsoring broker. That's not a problem because everybody wants you to work for them because they're working for free because they get a percentage of what you do. Let me get this straight. I want to be a real estate investor, but then I got to pay a percentage to the broker. But I went to school, I pay all the fees, and then I got to pay a percentage to the broker. And by the way, if I get sued, is a broker going to stand for you? Not going to happen. Now, there's other good brokers out there that do flat fee brokerage, right? You pay them $250 to hang your license, and there's alternatives out there, but I'm just saying. So what's the big deal? Why do I want to be a real estate agent so I can have access to the MLS? I got to have access to the MLS. Here's the deal. You can get access to the MLS. There's fake access. There's pipelines that go in. What do I mean by fake access? Like you can go to Central Properties, Oklahoma, Google that up, and that's like a skin over I can't see every detail, but I can see if properties are in the MLS. It's not that hard. And then I call a real estate agent that I'm working with at that time or someone that's listing, and then I communicate with them and I build a relationship. People think that they're going to be a real estate investor. They're going to make more money. Maybe if you're doing a lot of volume, if you're a big flipper, yes, it makes sense, but I would definitely have someone in your family be a real estate investor, not necessarily, realtor, not necessarily yourself. So I know I'm about to get a whole bunch of hate mail. And listen, this is not a disrespect to real estate agents, right? This is just you telling you that you should get your real estate license. Should you get it? And, I Googled it up before I got on here, and there's tons of chatter about it. Like you should, you shouldn't, it's horrible. This is just my opinion. The one thing I think that is a valuable, and here's another thing that I talked to a realtor today. Dude's balling. Got just doing high volume. Did 100 transactions this year. I'm a great realtor. Do I buy houses from him? No. I asked him point blank, do you work with real estate investors? He said no. All they want to do is put in lowball offers. You see what I'm saying? Either be a realtor or be an investor. Now, if I was a realtor and I talked to this dude, he's done tons of transactions. He's making ungodly money. I'm happy for the dude. And guess what? He doesn't even buy any houses. So, I don't know what your perspective are, what your goals are, but really take some time, think about it, enroll in it online, check it out. The ultimate thing, if I was a licensed real estate agent, I think pocket deals are the way to go. And the other rebuttal that I would say, you need access to the MLS, right? That's the whole big thing. Listen, if it hits the MLS, it's probably dead anyway. It's probably a foreclosure that's going to go through a bunch of hula hoops through FHA to try to get that bad boy. Pocket deals, yes, but you can get pocket deals by building relationships with legitimate investor brokers. Anyway, hopefully you're not juicy. Hopefully you're not upset. Hopefully you still love the VC, the savvy. That's what I am, the savvy landlord. I'm just doing it. I'm advocating for that real estate investor out there. Don't be hating. Just email me a question. Let me know, and I'll get it on the radio. Hopefully you're doing good. Thanks for listening. Have a great, wonderful day. If you are a real estate agent, go buy assets.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at SavvyRadioShow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook and always be buying assets.